My name is Sheila Jackson Lee. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Now, you have dignity and I have dignity, so I'm not going to like meeting on the grass area here. So we got to get something going on. But I came out here to make sure that we are connected. I want to thank Keisha. I want to thank Pastor Deckard, who is out here. You should be familiar with him. There are pastors across the freeway, Harvest Time, and some other folk. But more importantly, you're out here. And what we're trying to do is I know that you may have heard this before, but you know what? It's always good to start somewhere. And so as I come out and look, I know that sitting out here on a grassy patch, probably not the best thing. I'm just wondering why we don't have a community center out here, a multi-purpose center. Those kinds of things takes organizing. What does it take?
Organizing.
And having a sense of what government you're talking to. So I'm in the United States Congress. That means I leave here and go to Washington. And if you see any kind of news dealing with the president, that's who I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with him on cuts in health care, dealing with him on criminal justice reform, on environmental stuff. I'm dealing with him on national security. But we send money here. So the money that we just voted on, Section 8 vouchers, that's our money. Building housing that's not this, but maybe some of it tax credits, that's our money. Expanding police, that's our money. Working with creating jobs and job training, that's federal dollars that comes into the city that we deal with. But we also deal with veterans, Social Security, Medicare. That's way up there. That's federal government stuff. But I also work to collaborate with your local folk. But I need people organized to petition. Now, you're in the city of Houston because HPD showed up. So what is important is to know what we can do to be helpful. Community center, basketball courts being put up, places where kids can go. And then this collective, there's so many different owners here, I'm sure, but knowing what issues really stand out so that they can be collectively worked on and not just my faucet is not working. That's important, but you got to get like big global issues to be able to say to the city, hey, this is what we need out in the Greenspoint area. This violence on this street, I mean, only you can help me on that. Only you can deal with the guns. Only you can go the other way, and you're probably saying, not really. But the shootings on this street, 3 and 4 and 5, I mean, we have to work together on that. And you've got to be able to talk. Look at these guys here. I just came from way on the other side, CUNY Home, that's way down in 3rd Ward. And had about 12 kids line up, and I'm going to ask these kids to tell me what they wanted to do in life. Okay? And I'm going to say, you're going to do it. And those of you that are a little older than them, then you got to embrace them and say, if not me, then them. Okay? If not me, then they got to stay and do what they have to do. And we've got to try and do what we do to improve the circumstances. So I came out, Keisha invited me because I wanted you to know you're not alone.
Yes.
I don't like indignant treatment or disrespectful treatment. That means we have to treat ourselves with respect. I'm not sure whether people gathered in front of this gentleman's store, and so the first signal of you gathering, he was going to be calling the police without finding out what you were gathering for. Peaceful discussion, petition of your government, trying to make a change. And that's what I call you all out here for. I want to thank you for taking your time and waiting, trying to make a change. So we're trying to come out and do some things with you, but I can't do it alone. So one of the things that I know is missing here, and Pastor Deckard has to tell me, do we have any civic, super neighborhood type act? Okay, then that's what we have to get. What? Tell me, brother. What'd you say?
Not here like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna change that.
And then you got to be part of it. That's something that can be raised up under you. And when I say under you, it's not like I got to come out here and say so and so. People have to get together and say we're organizing. And forgive me, I'm not making a play on words, and this may be old. The Greenspoint Posse Civic Club. I mean, you can name it, and when you do that, and you meet, the chief of police comes to it. Elected officials come to where you can petition them. You may not have to go all the way downtown. And you get to tell them what you need here. Because I can see already, I don't know if there's open land here where they could put recreational facilities. I haven't looked. You know, this land is very high priced. So anybody that's like the land on the corner in Ella and I thought I saw some land down there in Ella and Rankin Road. And then somewhere else, where is it?
Right down here. Right down here.
That's in walking distance?
I checked on the price of it. It's like $42,000 an acre.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In this area, they're trying to make a killing. So the question is, like businesses like this should be contributing to a civic club to create, you know, activity. So I'm only giving you ideas. I can't come out here 1 minute and step on this grass and change your lives. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee believes in you. I've been out here before. I live in Washington. I work in Washington. But I just want to remind some of you folks
I got an idea.
that, hold on, brother. Just want to remind some of you that when we had Hurricane Ike and it was completely desolate, we were feeding people across the bayou here, across the freeway. That's the work I do. I bring FEMA down here. So these big, gigantic things, that's what we're into. I work with this police situation to try to calm this down. But you got to help me. Because when they see you or they signal or they come on this street, I don't know. They think something has happened. I don't like it. But that's law and order, and you got to respect that. We just got to get to work with us and work in a way that we all are respected. They're respected, we're respected. We gather, we're not here to shoot anybody. We're here because we have the right to sit or stand and listen and make a difference. So I wanted you to hear me. Voting counts too. And I don't know how many people are registered, but voting counts. I don't know how many people voted in 2016. Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't want to ask how you voted, but I know I lost. When I say I lost, it wasn't the way I wanted it to be. So therefore, I don't give up on voting though, because voting can make a change. So I'm gonna get hold of him. I see him over there. I'm gonna raise him. I just want to make sure my brother in the purple shirt comes back so I can finish. No, he's on the phone. When you finish, come on back, brother. Okay, yes, sir, with the hat.
All I was saying, that my idea was that as a community, we have to come together. So if each one of us can make a commitment to save at least $2 or $3 a day and put it towards whatever the funding is, whatever the organization is, $2 or $3 is not much.
It's not, and maybe
that'll bring us stronger together, because then we have a purpose. Then we have something to look to, something to build on. You know what I'm saying? And it don't even have to be each one of these kids. These kids get 50 cents, 25 cents. The people on the side of the street ask for change every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you have to say, hey, I'm finna make my community a little bit better, so I'm finna put this in.
And let me tell you why your point is very good, because see, what happens is you all are living in different apartment names. Whatever it is, this is something, something over here, this is something, something over here, run by different management. And that means that you are divided by, you know, if there was some tenants association, residents association, you're not meeting with these people over here. You need to have a neighborhood association where no matter if you live on this side of the freeway or that side of the freeway, you all can come together. If you get 100 people in a room, it will grow. You probably could have one of the largest. Now, I wouldn't trust Pastor Deckard to begin. You have to be organized to get a civic club designation. But it doesn't matter. You can start it without the official designation. Either getting under the city. Yeah. And you can just call. That's right. You can name it. You can name it. But then you've got, you know, you got to meet once a month. And it includes people who, in quotes, in the public safety committee. No, it does not mean I'm asking you to pack and to be up and down the streets. I'm asking you to make the statement and get the word out that we don't want any violence here. Take it somewhere else. I hate to say that, but don't have it here. And we will not contribute to that. Okay? We're going to try and make a promise not to contribute to it. Then we want to have some recreational stuff for children. That's another thing you could do. Then we want to make sure we have some general improvements in the neighborhoods. I don't know whether you have enough lights out here. You're in the city limits. So if you're in the city limits, you need more lights. I'm just saying that may be something. But so you get one project and you come to conclusion, and you look up and say, wow, we got lights. Because the civic group came together. Or we got not a parking lot, we got a basketball court, just a freestanding basketball court. That means the civic club had to take charge of it, because you don't want to be out there playing and XYZ comes out packing and shooting. You understand what I'm saying? So I just came to tell you that there is power in people. There really is. But it takes organizing to get power in people, to be able to work with your public servants or those police officers. They can work with you. They can work for you. And they can protect you. And then you can achieve dignity and respect. And the same thing, this is a private entity. But they can't take your money without respecting you. Yeah. And businesses as well can contribute to civic association and should be asked to do so. Pastor Decker may be the appropriate person. I would ask him, and you may have some other designees, to convene a meeting, to utilize his place of worship for the first meeting and get organized. He organizes a church, so that means he knows the basic infrastructure of organization. If y'all can do that, I can assure you we can get you speakers to talk to you about what you need, begin to organize. The city can look at where there's some space. You have layers of elected people. You have council members, commissioners. That's in Harris County. All of these folk might, be willing. They need to be asked. You can only tell you no, then you know, right? Then you know, okay, that person said no. And I won't comment on it, but then, get organized when the election comes. And it makes a difference. But most people, well, what you want me to do? Or they'll put a staff on it. And then you just keep on it to be able to make a difference. So, guys, I appreciate you coming out. Thank you. Thank you. So let me ask these little ones before I end. Sir, what's your name, sir? Kasim? Kasim. What you want to do when you grow up? This is a military man. Give him a hand. You must go to the army. Okay. Firefighter, give him a hand. All right.
I just talked to the chief tonight.
All right. Wow, teacher! Yeah. All right. Go ahead, brother. What you want? Football. Give him a hand. All right. Football. All right. Okay. But that means finishing school. The man that was recruited to be the #1 draft for the Texans finished college. You got a black quarterback in the Texans. Anybody know that? Yeah. Just came. Went to college. Where'd he go? College. All right.
Matthew Love. He's a baseball player.
Baseball. Going to college? All right. Anybody, brother, did you speak yet? Okay. No heads down. Whatever you say, it'll be okay.
My name is Tina Brett. I want to be a doctor in the Army.
You're going to be a doctor in the Army. Go to the Army, they'll pay for your medical school. All right? All right. That's how you're going to handle it. It's going to be done. In God's name, it's going to be done. All right, did I miss any other?
This gentleman behind you, he's one of your biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Yes. Your biggest supporter.
I just love you.
All right. It's back to you, brother. Back to you. Did we get we got you because I saw your shirt. You got all y'all?
No, not you.
Come on, young man.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Come on, young man.
No, wait a minute. I can't hear you, brother. Come on up here. What is it? Want to be a lawyer? Who else? Didn't hear you yet? Yeah.
You scared to step up, man?
Say what?
A judge.
Okay, let me tell you how to be a judge now. You got to go to college, law school. You got to pass the bar, become an attorney, and then you can be eligible to be a judge. You got me? Just can't jump to be a judge, but I'm glad for it. He wants to be a judge. Okay. Look at this. I mean, you got something to celebrate out here. Everybody's got something going on. We got to help them and help yourselves. Is that all right? So I'm going to end. I'll yield to the pastor, and then I'm going to close and let you all go on about your business. So here's my first thing. Let's get a civic association organized. I'll be back for the meeting. Once we get that, I will help Pastor Deckard with other guests to come out to talk about improving your neighborhood and your area. Do not exclude people because you don't like them or they live in the apartment complex down the way that you don't like. We need everybody represented, and if necessary, I don't know how you relate to across the freeway, but bring some few folk over from there so that we can have something cohesive. Because downtown y'all call Greenspoint. You ain't called over here and over there. You call Greenspoint. That's how they designate this area. So if we don't have the representation from across and then over here, then, you know, people just gonna get crosswise, okay? So just make sure we have some folk over there. Remember, those people had the flooding. I don't think y'all got it as bad on this side. Is that correct? So we worked on this over here a lot with them. In the last flooding, Greenspoint, I was out there with people placing them and getting them where they needed to be. So let's make sure we get that side and get this side and get your civic club. Let's have, I don't want less than 100 people at that meeting, Pastor. 100 people. And name,
Y'all got me?
the name can be your name. You name it. Civic club. Pastor, I think it would be well if you got some basic info on organizing a civic association so the basic infrastructure can be part of your first meeting. Officers, etc. And whether or not you have to register with the city, okay? And then you can do it.
Let's thank CongressWoman leader, hard-working politician. And listen, let's follow up. Let's stay together. Let's unify. Like the young man said, we all come together. There's nothing we cannot do. Nobody's too small to come together, one step at a time. I'll see y'all tomorrow at church. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, Keisha, thank you very much. You are determined. And we
all the young people go to the store and buy you something. Every young person go to the store and buy you something. Go to the store and get something. I got it.
Yes, sir.